So you're down here at the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, meaning you're pitching President Obama's jobs plan. Doesn't seem to have a lot of legs to a lot of people within the Congress, both Democrat and Republican, are hedging on this bill. Why is that?
I wouldn't say that's true. I think that that's kind of traditional Beltway political talk. When you go across America, you see that many Americans are fully embracing the American Jobs Act. Why? Because it creates jobs. It's designed to create at least 1.9 million jobs over the next year, which is substantial given the 14 million Americans who are unemployed.
Now, the jobs plan, great idea. Again, President Obama passed the stimulus, $800 trillion or billion dollars a year, about 2 years ago. It doesn't seem like it's worked. Jobs haven't been created. Shovel-ready jobs haven't been created. You think this jobs plan will create those jobs as opposed to the first one?
Well, you have to understand, and again, it's a misnomer to say it didn't work. In fact, it worked very well. What most people don't understand is that there's a good chance that every dollar that went into, the stimulus, went into TARP, will actually come back to the government in the form of, repayments, fees, and so on like that. Keep in mind that when the president took office, we were losing 750,000 jobs a month. Credit was completely frozen for companies, not just small, medium-sized companies, but for substantial companies. There was an implosion in housing. As you've seen, housing prices have dropped off precipitously. We were on the brink of a financial meltdown. And so what happened was, and what the president did in his leadership is, he put in place a structure to move us back from the brink of disaster. And that's what the stimulus bill was designed to do. It put money out to states, it protected jobs. Keep in mind that since the Obama administration has been in place, we've created 2.4 million new jobs. Now, that's nowhere near enough, and we're not naive enough to think that we've done enough. Again, you have 14 million people out of work. But the stimulus bill was effective in achieving what it was supposed to achieve, which was to pull the U.S. economy back from the brink of default. This particular bill, the American Jobs Act, is designed to provide another stimulus for the economy and create jobs, not tomorrow, not next week, but today.
Now, at this Hispanic chamber meeting, how important does President Obama feel the Hispanic vote is for him in his reelection?
I mean, I think there's no doubt that it's critical for the president, and frankly, it's important for the nation. Hispanic-owned companies create jobs in our economy. The Hispanic community is a critical community for this nation. When you go out and you look out to 2043, when the U.S. population will be majority minority, about 25% of the total U.S. population at that time will be people of Hispanic descent. So it's a critical part of this country. It's certainly important to the president in terms of voters and support. I think there's no question about that.
Do you think that with your experience with these small businesses, Hispanic small businesses, do you think a lot of these Hispanic small businesses are receptive to an E-Verify program, something along the lines that would stifle or just kind of like address the illegal immigration issue?
Well, the immigration issue is a complex issue. There are many components to it. I think the big thing to focus on is first that not all Hispanic businesses are small. There are some substantial businesses, Mastech, for example, that's run by Jose Mas. It's a $1 billion Hispanic-owned business. And there are a handful of other businesses of similar size. There are a ton of businesses that are Hispanic-owned and operated that generate $100 to $500 million in revenue. So the first thing to consider and to remember is that not all Hispanic businesses are small. The second thing is that Hispanic businesses, as I indicated before, do create jobs. And that's got to be the focus. We have to create jobs in our economy today. And a key part of that is job creation by the Hispanic American community.